Hi there, welcome to edupediaworld.com. You are watching a video on polynomials. So today we'll discuss about the division of polynomials. So how to divide the two polynomials. Then we'll discuss steps to follow the division of polynomials. What are the different steps to follow? How to divide the polynomials. Then we'll discuss about the remainder theorem. So what is the use of remainder theorem? How to use a remainder theorem. Then we'll discuss about the factors and multiples, like what are factors and multiples. So again, at the end of the video, we'll discuss about some of the advanced questions and concepts, but we'll discuss each and every concept through the example. So discuss each and every question to example. So let's get started with the first concept, which is division of polynomials. Now we all know how to divide two numbers like 15 and 6. So it's very easy. We put 15 inside, we write 6 over here. Then what we do is we find the nearest number to it. We get it is 12. Then we subtract the two numbers. We get is this. Now this is a simple division process. We follow the same process in polynomials. So let's first discuss what is dividend, what is divisor, what is dividend, what is divisor, what is quotient, what is remainder. Now the dividend is the number we are using it to divide. Like 15 over here is a dividend. Divisor is a number we are using the number to divide a dividend, like 6 over here. Quotient is the answer, whatever the answer we are getting, like 2 over here. A remainder is a what is a leftover part in a division process, like 3 over here. So 3 is a remainder part. So we'll discuss the questions through example. So we'll first discuss very basic example for the division of polynomials so that you can understand better. So and then we'll be discussing each and every step to the solution of this question. So let's get started. So the first step is we have to arrange the polynomials in standard form. Standard form means we have to arrange these polynomials in the decreasing power, like in the decreasing power. So this means we have to write p of x as 3x square plus x minus 1, and we have to write g of x as x plus 1. So the power is decreasing, now then what we do is we follow the same simple step of division. We are dividing the polynomial px by gx, so the px polynomial is dividend and gx is divisor. So what we do is we write like this, and we follow the second step. Now the second step is what we have to do is we have to divide the first term of a dividend. We have to divide first term of dividend by the first term of divisor. Means we have to divide the first term of a dividend by the first term of a divisor. So this means we have to divide 3x square by x. So what we get is 3x. Now whatever the answer we are getting over here is our quotient. So we write 3x over here. So whatever the answer we are getting is a quotient. So the quotient is 3x. Then in the next step we have to multiply 3x by x plus 1. Means we have to multiply the quotient, whatever the answer we are getting, with the divisor. So what we'll get is 3x into x plus 1. The answer will be 3x square plus 3x. So now whatever the answer we are getting over here, we write it in the same manner over here. Okay. Then we'll subtract these two equations. Now how to subtract these two equations? We have to change the signs. Like here the sign is plus sign, so we'll make it as negative. Here the sign is plus, we'll make it as a negative. So what we'll get is, we'll see now these two terms will get cancelled out because these two terms are equal but the signs are opposite, so these two terms will get cancelled out. So now what we'll get over here is, we get x minus 3x. The answer will be minus 2x. Why minus? Because 3x is greater than x, the sign is negative, so minus 2x. Simple. And then we'll write over whatever the remaining part is, minus 1. Now we follow the same step over here for further calculation. Now we repeat the same process. This process will be minus 2x again divided by x. The answer is minus 2. Then what we'll do is, we'll multiply minus 2 with x plus 1. The answer we'll get is minus 2x minus 2. So now first we'll write the quotient over here, and whatever the answer coming over here, we change the sign. These two terms will cancel out, so we'll get is minus 1 plus 2. The answer is 1. Now we have to stop over here. Now let me clarify first. The last point is, we'll continue the division process. We'll continue the division process till degree of dividend is greater than degree of divisor. Means, see, now here the degree is 0 because we can write 1 as x is to power 0, so the degree is 0, and here the degree of divisor is 1. Now clearly we can see that the degree of dividend is 0, which is less than the degree of divisor. So we stop here, the division process will stop over here. So what we get is, we get remainder as 1, quotient as 3x minus 2. So now, so this is how we do division in polynomials. So let's do another example to make it more clear. Now we have to divide the polynomial. We have to divide this polynomial by this polynomial. Now we'll start like this. We'll take, let p of x equals to 3x raised to power 4 minus 4x cube minus 3x minus 1. So make it sure that first the polynomial is written in standard form. So it's written in standard form, no problem. Then we'll write g of x as x minus 1. So we have to divide p of x by g of x. So this means we write it like this: 3x raised to power 4 minus 4x cube minus 3x minus 1 by x minus 1. So then we'll continue the same process. We divide 3x raised to power 4 by x. The answer will be 3x cube. Then we'll multiply 3x cube with x minus 1. What we get is 3x raised to power 4 minus 3x cube. So first we'll write this quotient over here. So the quotient is 3x cube, and the equation, this equation over here. So the equation is 3x raised to power 4 minus 3x cube. Then we change the sign. It will get cancelled out. The answer will come out to be minus 4x cube minus 3x cube. The answer will be minus x cube. Then whatever left is, we write it like this. Then we follow the same step. Now what we do is, we divide minus x cube by x. What we get is minus x square. Then we multiply minus x square with x minus 1. what we'll get is minus x cube plus x square. So we write it quotient over here. The quotient is minus x square. The equation is minus x cube plus x square. Now see over here. First change the sign. It will make plus, it will make minus, it will get cancelled out. Now see over here, we have minus x square, and here it is minus 3x. Now these are unlike terms, so we cannot add or subtract them. So what we'll do is we write this term as usual, minus x square, and this term as it is like this. So this is a very crucial step to follow in the division of process. Then we again continue the same process. We divide minus x square by x. What we'll get is minus x. We multiply minus x with x minus 1. The answer will be minus x square plus x. So first we write quotient over here, equation over here, minus x square plus x. Then we change the sign, it will get cancelled out. What we'll get is minus 3x minus x. The answer will be minus 4x minus 1. Then again what we do is we divide minus 4x by x. The answer will be minus 4. Then we multiply minus 4 with x minus 1. So what we'll get is minus 4x plus 4. So what we'll do is we write the quotient over here. The quotient is minus 4. The equation is minus 4x plus 4. Then we change the sign. This will get cancelled out. The answer is 5. The remainder is 5. Now this was the question to divide the polynomials. Now let's move further to learn more about remainder theorem. Now remainder theorem is actually a general form of a division in polynomials. We are dividing the polynomials to find a remainder. So similarly we have a remainder theorem to find directly the remainder. Let's discuss. Suppose we have a polynomial p of x, any degree greater than or equals to 1, and let be an integer. Suppose let's just discuss this thing with example. Suppose we have a polynomial p of x 3x square plus 2, and we have to find we have another polynomial g of x as x plus 1. Now we have to find that when we divide these two polynomials, when we divide px by gx, we have to find the remainder. So that how you can find is we can do it like this. We first find the 0 of gx, the 0 of gx. So it will come out to be x raised to power minus 1. So what in simple terms, what we do is we just equate this term to 0 and we get the value of x. Now whatever the value of x we are getting, we put it over in p of x. This means we find the value of p at minus 1. So the answer is this. So answer will get is 5. So this is a remainder of the division of p of x and g of x. Means when we divide p of x by g of x, we get remainder as 5. So let's discuss this concept more with one more example on remainder theorem. Now suppose we have to find the remainder when this polynomial is divided by this. Means we have two polynomials. Let p of x equals to x raised to power 4 plus x cube minus 2x square plus x plus 1. Now we have to find the polynomial, the remainder of this polynomial when we divide by another polynomial g of x minus. So what we do is we equate this polynomial to 0. We get a value of x and we put the value of here. So what we get is plus 1 cube minus 2 1 square plus 1 plus 1. So what we get is 1 plus 1 minus 2 plus 1 plus 1. So what will happen is this and this will get cancelled out, so remainder will be 2. So this is how you generally use a remainder theorem, and this is how we find a remainder through remainder theorem. Now let's discuss what is factors. Now what is factor? Factor is a number when we divide. Suppose let's clear this concept first from the above example. Suppose when we put the value of x equals to 1 in this polynomial, and we are getting remainder as 2. Now if we were getting remainder as 0, if we were getting remainder as 0, then this term will be a factor of this polynomial. So now let's discuss with example. Now we have to check whether this is a factor of this or not. So what we do is we write this like this, and we write g of x as 7 plus 3x. Will use a remainder theorem. So according to remainder theorem, this will become out to be 0. So 3x will be equals to minus 7, x will be equals to minus 7 by 3. So we put the value over here. What we get is 3 minus 7 by 3 whole cube plus 7 into minus 7 by 3. So the answer will come out to be 3 into minus 7 into minus 7 into minus 7 upon 3 into 3 into 3 minus 7 into 7 49. So 49 by 3. So what we get is this and this will cancel out. So the answer will come out to be 49 into 7 is 63, 7 4s are 28, 343 minus it will be minus 343 upon 9 minus 49 by 3. Now we can clearly infer without solving that this answer will never come to be 0. It will never come to be 0. So we can say that this number, this equation is not a factor of this number. So these are the concept of factors and multiples. So let's discuss further some of the advanced questions regarding to division and remainder theorem. So let's see the first question. We have to find the value of m from this equation when we are dividing this equation by this. Now see, over here it is written this equation is completely divisible by this equation. This means the remainder will be 0. So we write it as p of x equals to x cube minus 2mx square plus 16, and we write g of x equals to x plus 2. What we'll do is we'll use a remainder theorem. So according to remainder theorem, x plus 2 should be equals to 0, x will be equals to minus 2. What we'll do is we put p of minus 2 whole cube minus 2 into m minus 2 square plus 16. Now it is written that this equation is completely divisible by this. This means the remainder should be 0. So this means we can write this equation as minus 2 whole cube minus 2 into m minus 2 square plus 16 will be equals to 0. So this comes out to be minus 8. This will be minus 2 into 4. This will be minus 8m plus 16. So it will be minus 8m plus 8, because 16 minus 8 is 8 equals to 0. So it will be minus 8m equals to minus 8. So m will be equals to minus 8 upon minus 8. So answer will be 1, because this will cancel out. So the value of m is 1. So this is how to find value of m. Now let's discuss another question. We have to show that of p minus 1 is a factor of this and this. So for the factor, what we have to do is we have to find, we put p of minus 1 equals to 0, so p will come out to be 1. Now what we have to do is we have to put the value of p of minus 1 over here and over here. So after putting, we have to check whether the value comes out to be 0 or not. So let's start with this. So p of 10 minus 1, let's write it as g of x. This means we write g of 1 equals to 1 raised to power 10 minus 1. Anything raised to power 10, 1 raised to power 10 is always 1, so 1 minus 1 is 0. So this means p of minus 1 is a factor of this. Now check for this. Let it write as h of x equals to p of 11 minus 1. So we put h of 1 equals to 1 raised to power 11 minus 1. So it will come out to be 1 minus 1, which is 0. So clearly we can see that p of minus 1 is also a factor of this polynomial. Now so we'll discuss another example, and please watch this example carefully, because these type of questions generally come in exam. So suppose we have this polynomial, and this polynomial, they leave a same remainder when divided by z minus 3. So we have to find the value of a. So what we'll do is we write p of x equals to a z cube plus 4 z square plus 3 z minus 4, and we write g of x as z cube minus 4z plus a. So they leave a same remainder when divided by the polynomial z minus 3. So what we'll do is we'll use a remainder theorem. So remainder theorem says that we should equate this number to 0. The value of z is 3. So what we'll do is we put p of 3, what get is a 3 raised to power 3 plus 4 3 square plus 3 into 3 minus 4. What we get is 27a plus 36 plus 9 minus 4. So this is our first equation. Now similarly for g of 3, it will be 3 cube minus 4 into 3 plus a. So what we'll get is 27 minus 12 plus a. So it is 50 plus a. So this is our second equation. Now what we have in the question, it is given that the remainders are equal, means remainder this should be equals to this. So according to the question, what we'll do is we'll equate these two, we'll equate this equation 1 to 2. What we'll do is we write 27a plus 36 plus 9 minus 4 equals to 15 plus a. So what we'll get is, after rearranging a, so this will come out to be 36 plus 5, which is 15. So it will be 26a equals to 15 minus 36 minus 5. So it will be 26a will be equals to, so what we'll get is we'll get 41 minus 15, it will be 26. So the answer is minus 26, because 41 sign has 41 number is bigger. So we'll divide 26 by 26, we'll get is so the value of a is minus 1. So this is how to solve some of the advanced questions related to division and remainder theorem. So thank you once again for watching this video on polynomials on edupedia.com. Have a nice day ahead.